Audio Jungle.
It's unfortunate that despite the ban on SARS, protests still continue in Lagos State and some other states in the country. Alright, it's another edition of Bystanders at Newsstands on Flip TV. Michael is keeping it real right here at the newsstand. Talking about the protest that is still rocking different states in the country, we have Nigerian Tribune saying something about it, and the New Telegraph newspaper giving us information on these protests. Alright, the major headline on the front page of the New Telegraph newspaper: NSAS protests turn violent, inspector 2 others killed. NSAS protests turn violent, inspector 2 others killed. 2 officers shot, hospitalized. Police station vandalized. Motorist commuters stranded as protest ground Lagos. The governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, to meet Buhari over protesters' demands. President, we will prosecute indicted SARS operatives. On to the next one, the pictures on the front page of this journal. What are these pictures illustrating? We have Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu addressing NSAS protesters at the Lekki toll gates yesterday. You can see the picture on the front page of this journal. We have another picture here. Was the picture saying traffic on Lagos Ibadan Expressway by Magodo, Lagos, as a result of the protests that took place yesterday. You can see the gridlock on the front page of this journal. On to the next one. Okonjo Iweala to Buhari, put a smile on my face. Okonjo Iweala to Buhari, put a smile on my face. President, we will lobby to ensure your victory as WTO DG. That's what Buhari is saying to Okonjo Iweala. On to the next one, still on the protest that is rocking the nation. NSAS protests turn bloody. NSAS protests turn bloody. Buhari assures errant policemen will be dealt with. Says scrap of SARS first step in police reform. That's the scrap of SARS, the first step in police reform. Orders the investigation into Ogbomoso killings. Policeman, civilian shot dead in Lagos State. Hoodlum trying to free suspected kidnapper, not protester killed in Surulere. Lagos government explains that's the hoodlum trying to free suspected kidnapper, not protester killed in Surulere. Lagos government explains. Makinde, as the governor of Oyo State, deploys Operation Burst, tells police to take back seats. Now is good moment for police reforms. That's what Vice President Oshibajo is saying here. PDP demands complete overhaul, restructuring. We have some pictures here. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. Let's quickly check out what these pictures are saying. We have Sanwo-Olu at Lekki. We've read that on the front page of the New Telegraph before. We have airport protesters protesting. We have another one in Surulere and Mushin. Okay, Lagos on lockdown. Police protesters in face-off in Surulere. Unnamed citizen shot in the leg. 2 inspectors injured. Sanwo-Olu to meet Buhari today. Davido IGP meets protest in Onitsha, Benin, Ebonyi, Osogbo. NBA assures of release of protesters. We will ensure people's rights are not violated. That's what Gbajabiamila is saying here. Oni commends youth over agitation for disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Alright, we have our reviewers set to analyze what we have on these 2 journals. Let's quickly join them. I'll be right back. Your take on it?
I give Mr. Mike Adekule. I think that avenue, that if government are sensitive enough, they will know that when the IG made the pronouncement, the protesters said they wanted president to give us executive order and president did the same thing, gave the same executive order for SARS to be disbanded. Now SARS has been disbanded. Now people are now saying it is time to fix Nigeria. If government are sensitive enough, they will know that this is not about SARS alone. It's about the hardship in the land. Country. Because yesterday when Sanwo-Olu went to meet those who protesting along Lekki toll gate, yeah. people there, Sanwo-Olu said something. He said now government has ended SARS, and the protesters said now it is time. They were saying, Mr. Governor, fix Nigeria. That shows that people are now waking up. They are saying now this SARS avenue have given people avenue to air their own mind that now Nigeria must be fixed. It is not about any SARS alone. Okay, if you end SARS and what happens to Nigeria economy now? Everybody now have now woken up now. Every leader should be held accountable. It is not about any SARS alone. SARS only gave them the what? SARS protest only gave them what? The leverage for them to leverage on it, the opportunity
to express their feelings,
for them to express what has been happening in the land. Because the ID is for SARS on Sunday. He made the announcement on Sunday, which everybody in Nigeria saw. Our president spoke on Monday. He gave the word executive order. Still, people are still on the streets demanding for what? Justice. That now it is time for Nigeria to be fixed. It is not about any SARS alone. SARS is just.
It has gone beyond that.
It has gone beyond SARS. SARS is just a small in the round peg. It has gone beyond SARS. It is time Nigeria should wake up. That was what people were saying yesterday. Along airport rate. They were shouting, fix Nigeria, fix Nigeria. SARS brutality. So it has gone beyond SARS. It is not now. It is now what? Revolution.
Because this morning, as I was watching my television, what I'm hearing is not only SARS. Within this government promise us, we are not even see anyone. This protest is telling us where we are going. This protest where we are seeing is telling us where we are going, not only SARS. We really got this protest yesterday. It's not only SARS. It's also not only SARS. For don't wait, as the IGP spoke on Sunday, for don't wait, let me see what the step IGP is going to take. But this one, what I saw yesterday, even me too, it affected my business. Not only SARS. Let Nigeria government wake up to do something about this SARS. We are suffering, we are suffering and smiling. As I'm standing here, if I tell you say I'm enjoying this government, I'm lying. This government is affecting so many things, not only SARS. Let's stop to deceiving us. Buhari promised us a change. After change, say next level. Where the next level? Where they change? Okay, I beg, let them stop to deceive us. Right. It's not only SARS. This protest is going. And if you are not taking time today again, this protest must continue. Davido met IGP yesterday, yeah. But I'm not sure it's only NDSARS that make it to go there. We are trying to experience our feelings. We are hungry. We are suffering. This government have already tied our hand. Let's take maybe this one that maybe then go take answer off. Not only answer.
All right, thank you so much. Don't you think a state of emergency needs to be declared? Because this is turning bloody. It's turning bloody. An inspector was shot. Some protesters also were shot yesterday. Don't you think something needs to be done?
Actually, I think the government need to take it serious to reform Nigerian police holistically. But I think the statement from the IG would have been enough to assuage the protesters. But the problem is, because there have been series of actions taken by Nigerian police authority that didn't see the end of this brutality and the end of SARS. That is why there is a breach of trust. The citizens do no longer trust the police high command. That is why they are demanding that Mr. President should should make a proclamation. The president should make a speech concerning it. That Mr. President should issue an executive order. But for me, I think the people should give the police a benefit of doubt, because in all the actions that have been taken before now, there is no one that says that SARS have been dissolved. Before now, all we used to see is reformation, and the reformation have not yielded any results. But what we are seeing now is a complete dissolution. So I think to that extent, the citizens should give the police a benefit of doubt for us to see the reform they want to do. Because Mr. President has said it, that the dissolution is a step in the process, many stages of the reformation. So I think, so it doesn't look as if we are being unreasonable. I think we should give the government a benefit of doubt. No, it's not unlawful, because in all the protests I've seen, it has been peaceful. Police is the one that is high-handed in it. They will come to a peaceful environment, a peaceful protest, and start shooting sporadically. In the process, maybe they will kill somebody. Then the youth will want to. In fact, they in all the cases I've seen, they are not retaliating. They scamper for safety. So the police is the one that is not playing by the rule. In as much as I'm saying, let's give the government, the police, benefit of doubt for them to reform the process, the police holistically, I'm saying that the police is not responsible, even up to this moment. Because the wanton taking of life, arbitrarily taking of life, even without provocation, is unacceptable. And I charge the government, when I mean the government, not police this time, the government, the presidency, the president should take it serious to make sure that every policeman that have taken the life of any innocent Nigerian extrajudicially should be brought to book. Because there is no basis. I listened to the broadcast made for by Oyo State governor, the person of Seyi Makinde, that the police should stay clear from the protesters, that the people have right to protest, even as they encourage them to do it within the ambit of the law. So what we are saying is, peaceful protest is in the constitution. So when somebody is protesting peacefully, how does he offend police? How does he infuriate police? So it begin to beat my imagination. Who is giving the police the order to go and shoot at protesters who are protesting peacefully? If they were rowdy, if they were violent, the governor of Lagos State will not go there and address them. The governor of Lagos State was there to address them. So if they were violent, I don't think the governor, the security arrangement, the protocol will allow him to come to a violent environment to address protesters. So they were not violent. So the policemen who shot and killed innocent Nigerians must be brought to book.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike, and I'm really happy this thing is happening now. We've been canvassing for it, we've been saying it. Thank God the Nigerian youths that said they have been docile before, they are listening now. They've turned to a new leaf now. I give kudos to Nigerian youths now. I'm proud of you. We started this thing for a long time, and thank God that everything is coming into play now. We've been saying it. We've tolerated these people for a while. We've tolerated them for years. We've tolerated them for decades, and this is the result we are saying now, right? It has just started. It has just started. Nigerian police, they are bloodthirsty. Majority of them are bloodthirsty people. I'm not saying they are not good heads in Nigerian police. I could mention one of them, which I've seen is a very, very, very patriotic police and is a very, very disciplined police woman. There's a woman in Pansi now, Yewande Longe. That woman, kudos to her. When you're talking of the best practice in policing of a country, give it to that woman. She doesn't tolerate nonsense, even among his peers in the police. Anyone that goes wrong, he makes sure she disciplines them. Now, what am I saying? When you give gun to touts in uniform, who are these touts? These SARS people brought to us that they should be policing us. The time I seize my respect for these police people at the time I witnessed an extrajudicial killing in Island, that a barbaric policeman just really pull a trigger, daylight, pull a trigger on an innocent citizen that is not harmed, and fears his thoughts The bullet came from the throat and come out from the, I don't know. The guy later died. ID. This thing happened last week on Ireland. Nobody talk about it. And you said SARS has been banned. You don't walk the talk. You don't walk the talk. I don't think the president can just sit down somewhere and keep silent. He has to come on national TV and put a nail on the head, man. That's on Allen Road, precisely close to UBA on Allen. Facing the UBA on Ireland. That's I can. That's where it occurred. I could see a living man, turn into a lifeless body. I fear this country.
It's from which division?
It's from it's only police that will know. They don't carry tag on their distance. Police can come anywhere from anywhere now and start operating here. We've been seeing them in Ogba here. We've been seeing them, and all these police stations they are building now. They are just set of corrupt, barbaric people they are putting there. The area commander will just be posted to a new area commander will be posted to a zone or a police command. What he wants is he give them targets, go out and launch anything. And these guys is a misplaced priority. The people that are pressing you up there, you are the ones securing them. Now you can't make your money. Once the policeman see you cannot make your money, their money in also work in the government, they pass on the masses. The whole thing, what's causing all this thing? The police is the reflection of the society we have. Is the reflection of the government we have in power. When police are seeing all these people stealing money, they cannot be prosecuted. Now their one money they can steal is through the masses, to beat the masses dry. And thank God the sensible masses coming out for the EndSARS protest turn back to you. We are together in the Aluta and never relent. We all youths, we all reasonable youths, because it's not all you that are thinking youths, man. So we all thinking youth, we are behind you and we are ready to face any police. Anywhere they carry their machine gun, their AK-47, how many people will they kill? Can they kill their own country? It's just been started. Once the government is not ready to solve the problem once, then the protest will keep continuing. Because this is an injustice. This is the only country I see that blood is being wasted, blood of innocent citizens is being melted, and you expect the country to be okay until we stop injustice killing, until we stop unnecessary, bloodshed in this country.
I think you had an experience with them this year.
Yeah, I really had an experience.
Yeah.
Look at an average police person being recruited into Nigerian police force. They always turn brutal. I don't know why. Once they see you, they will assume you, presume you guilty, criminal, without trial. They will start labeling you criminal without any investigation. Thank God you could witness the last thing that happened. Were you not the one that came around to bail me? And when you even came, they said they don't want journalists. You remember?
Yeah.
Just not to expose the barbaric acts. So Nigerian police will continue to be the enemies of the masses until they change their attitude. We don't want them. They need to be reorientated. It's not only SARS, Nigerian police entirely. We want them to be reformed. We want Nigerian police to be reorganized. Without that, the struggle still continue. We will not relent. Thank you.
The policemen.
During the protest, the special anti-robbery squad called SARS. I began to feel that pain myself.
Yeah, Michael. Okay. Michael, let me tell you, that's what spells or defines Nigerian police force (NPF) as the worst police institution in the world, the most corrupt police institution in the world.
Especially in terms of violation of human rights.
I'm telling you, brutality. These people are brutes. They are wicked. They don't know what it means to be a policeman. Policeman is supposed to help civilians anytime, in the time of difficulty. If he comes back late, maybe you are flight, you are from Africa, you are going to Europe, if you enter Europe so late at night, European police will help you. They will feed you. They will accommodate you. They make sure you are secure. If you are flying in from America into Nigeria and it happens you came late, it for slaves at night. Michael, look for a safe haven. Look for safety elsewhere, not Nigerian police station. If you get into the station and they find out you are coming from abroad, Michael, such a person is gone. That is Nigerian police. It happened in 1992. It happened severally. In 1992, December 22, someone that was flying in from the United States, he was away for over 17 years. He seek safety at Obalande police station. What happened? Didn't you hear the story? That was during Babangida regime. The boy was murdered. He was killed. I don't want to go into detail about that, how they were exposed. It was the taxi driver that dropped him off at Oship there, that called his brother, who was a lieutenant colonel. This is where I drop off your brother. Next day, early morning, I will go there and, collect him, to take him home. Do you understand? To drive him home. Let me tell you, this guy was brutally murdered by Nigerian police. So let me tell you, we are just talking about SARS. Who is the owner of SARS? SARS is Nigerian Police Force. Nigerian Police Force is SARS. If you end SARS, Nigerian police, the rot in the system of Nigerian police is still there.
And I think that there's another thing people are not really talking about. I want protesters to talk about that. The issue of bail. When you get to the stations, you see bail is free. What happens at the end of the day?
My brother, police is your friend, is written in the police station. Bail is free, is written boldly. Boldly written on the walls there. Oga, at the end of the day, you must M-U-S-T bail yourself with money. The only place I know you should bail yourself with money or shorty or with conserva is court. That is legal.
That is it.
Legal.
And they will write it, bail is free.
Thank you. But in Nigerian police force, Nigerian police stations all over the nation, bail is free. Bail is
your friend.
My brother, police is your friend. It's written there. These people will make sure that they drain your pockets. Let me tell you.
That's to tell you that the entire system is
Michael, let me tell you another story again.
The entire police force is corrupt.
Let me tell you another story. I was working. This is my job. You understand? I was treating a carpet for a friend. I made a mistake. I used a bleach that dented the carpet slightly. My friend took me to, he called the Agege police station. He go report me there. He went there and reported me. Then I was called on phone. I received the phone. He said I should come. He was so Monday do. I said, okay, Monday do, I'm coming. I went there. I stated my own point. He stated his own point. Police said, two of you are friends. This was DCO Oni, a Yoruba educated police officer. He said, two of you are friends. Go back and do your business. Go back. He said he didn't say sorry. The guy said yes. Ralph said sorry. I said sorry. We went out. The DCO said no bail, nothing like bail, nothing like detention. As I was about to go, Monday and Dustin, they could be listening to me now. They said I must pay money. The women there, they said I must pay money. I said okay, man. But DCO said I should not pay money. They said that's why you are a yeye man. I said me, yeye man, I Ralph, yeye man. I said okay, let's see. They delay me. I stayed there now. I know that they will be signing out around 7:30 or 6:30. I waited there until they sign out of the office. I followed them. Who lose? I did not lose anything because you shouldn't pay police 10 kobo. I didn't pay 10 kobo, Michael.
I think the entire system needs to be reformed.
It's interwoven. Let me tell you, we are protesting SARS.
Not just SARS.
We are protesting against SARS. We should be protesting against the whole Nigerian police force.
Honestly.
Nigerian police force is the most corrupt Nigerian police, the most corrupt police forces in the world. They are not friendly. They are corrupt. They have monetized everything. If you enter Nigerian police station now, money from the counter, money at the back of the yard,
and that should end.
At the house. That to end their matter, money. You that brought the case, close their case, money. These people are more than 419. They are worse than 419. Michael, we should be even protesting against the entire system in Nigeria. If Nigerian youth could come out en masse this way and say no to these vagabonds, I don't think we will be lamenting.
Honestly, thank you so much, Raphael.
Which will be protesting
Thank you so much,
against this injustice, against this government,
Honestly.
against a government that could not give out 5 naira to her citizens during COVID-19 pandemic.
How are you doing, Peter?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Always good to have you on Bystanders.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
All right, no problem. Peter, we were here yesterday and we discussed the EndSARS protest saga, which we expected the protesters to have put a stop to it, but they are still doing it on and on and on and on, embarking on the protest. I think it's still going on today.
Nigerians, the youth have been angry ever since because of lack of employment. Not trying to get a job, not trying to have a decent living. That's what Nigerians want. But those things have been denied from them, which is their right to have a normal life, has been denied by the politicians. Now that you don't have that right, now it's as if you have a job now is a privilege. You can't even get a job anymore in this country. You cannot even join the police if you want to serve it if you don't have money. You cannot join the military if you don't have money. Everything now is about money, connection, privileges now. So that alone has destroyed part of the foundation of this country. Now the youths are frustrated. Now they are trying to make a living for themselves. Then you carry a gun, you call yourself a policeman because of you have the connection to join the police force. You carry a gun, you start harassing them. Harassing an innocent guy or an innocent girl who wants to try and make a living for herself. So when this thing keeps piling up, as the leader says, in every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? It will react. They are frustrated right from the beginning. Frustration brings anger, anger brings violence. So it will lead up to that. It will get to a point where the youth will start killing police. If it doesn't stop, it will turn into a tough war, territorial war now, like play. This is Nigeria. We don't have good security. It will turn to serious violence that even the government will beg for dialogue.
Yeah, you're right. Because with the look of things now.
The look of things is piling up.
Honestly. Yesterday, an inspector was shot. You had protesters also, shot by policemen, and of course some police personnel or authorities have come out to debunk that they never shot at any protesters. Now, the issue is this has gone beyond just normal protests, just EndSARS. Now, don't you think the youth should come out openly to speak on other development, other things are not happy with, and let the government hear them? Because
right now,
they shouldn't just centralize. I don't think they should centralize it on
government,
SARS alone or police brutality. Let them come up with other agitations.
Everything is piling up. You understand? Everything is piling up. It's growing. It's like a cancer now. Now Nigerians are choked. Now they're not. It will turn to freedom fight now from police brutality. It's not to freedom fight now because it's piling up. If you get to a point you can't take it anymore. The Bible says, "Suffer not for the witch to live," meaning kill the witch before the witch hurts you. Understand? So now you have been suffering in the hands of the witch. Now it's time for the witch to die.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Yes, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The protestants, they are just fooling themselves. You hear me? I'm telling them, they are just fooling themselves. They did not protest against election of 2019 when we saw that it's completely rigging against Atiku and the PDP. APC Buhari rigged the election against them. Openly democratic coup. Openly democratic coup. They did not protest. Where is Dute Bakari? Where is Adeboye of Redeem? Where is Mbaka of stupid adoration of Enugu? So-called Reverend Mbaka or whatever Mbaka that came in 2014, crossover to 2015 and said Jonathan is a bad luck. Good luck have turned to bad luck. They should vote for Buhari. Where is he? Let him come and tell us how Buhari have turned out to be a good luck to Nigerians. Let these people come and lead the protesters. The protesters are jokers. They increased fuel everything they entered 2015 to 85.9 naira to 145 naira. They did not protest. They rigged 2019 election. They did not protest. Now they are going to protest. They are jokers. They cannot do anything.
Don't you think they are just waking up?
They are waking up.
They are just waking up from their slumbers.
They are waking up when the head is all out of body. Now, are they going to protest on the money this present government borrowed and hospitalized? Are they going to protest on the killing of human beings, Boko Haram, trying to help men? Where will they start their protest?
Of course, we have the northern youth, some of the northern youth, like Zamfara, Kebbi states, going against the protesters, saying that they want SARS to remain.
You see what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
That they are jokers. These people that they said they want SARS to remain, are they not Nigerians? Which people they just have divided into two. And to watch the majority of protesters are Satanas. What the majority? They are Satanas, middle belt, and these people, Satan Kaduna. The rest that are called not are not protesting because the power is their hand. Herdsmen favor them, Boko Haram favor them, SARS favor them, and it was the Satanas that team up and remove the power from their fellow Satan brother. Christians remove the power from their fellow Christian and give it to Northern Muslim. Then they come out to protest. Who are you protesting for? You ask for it, God give it to you. So let me call the protesters. They are fools.
All right, thank you so
They are fools.
We really appreciate you for keeping in touch with us on today's edition of this program, and very much appreciation to our reviewers for coming out at this newsstand to analyze what we have on these journals. I remain Michael Adekunle till I join you next time. Festus Oluwabukumi. Bye everyone.